Yeah, very good. Now we have gotten to realize that we have s squared plus b over 2a all square. That is from this particular, the b times 1 will give us what? B. A times 2 will give us 2a, as in this. The whole of this square, we have this, is equal to the same thing minus c over what? A. Now we can see that this is square, this is also square. Now if a number squaring itself plus a number squaring itself can be written as x plus b over 2a, or what? Square is equal to, now we have b square, so this is what? B square. All over 2 square is the same as 2 times 2, as we know already. So 2 will give us what? 4. A what? Square minus what? C over a. Very good. Now we have the square. We want to find what? X. So what do? We have to square root this side, which is what? X plus b over what? 2a. All square. What you are going to do here, we have to also do the same thing also what? To this side. Good. But don't forget that we can find the LCM of this. But already we were asked to also square this side, because we have already squared this side to get rid of this. So we have to also square this. Leaving behind, we have b square over 4a what? Square minus c over what? A. We can find the LCM of this. Now the square can cancel the square root sign, leaving behind x plus b over what? 2a is equal to. Now let's find this before we come to the square root sign. Let's find the LCM of this and this. What's the LCM of 4a square and a? The LCM of 4a square and a is the same as 4a what? Square. 4a square can go into 4a square one time, just one. This one bracket, the top one, which is what? B square. Minus, you see, because of this negative sign, minus sign. A goes into this. How many a's do we have here? We have 2 here. So one of the a will go away, leaving behind 4 what? A. Which will also multiply the c. So you place the c also in bracket very nicely, as I have done here. Now let's turn our mind back. Now we have x plus b over what? 2a, which is, we have not started touching it. Now let's look at this. 1 times b square will give us b square minus 4a times c. We said in mathematics we deal with arrangement, proper arrangement from ascending order. So it means that we are going to get 4ac all over what? 4a square. Very good. Now we can now do something about it. The square root sign here affect b square minus 4ac and then 4a square. So what do? We can separate it. Let's separate it and see. Already we have x plus b over 2a. Now we can separate it. That means the numerator is going to take its own square, having what? B square minus 4ac. And then the denominator is also going to take its own square, which is what? 4a square. Very good. Now we have x plus b over 2a is equal to, see this, because of these two terms, we can never do anything about it. So it is going to remain the same. But remember that this, the square root of 4 on the calculator will give us 2. And the square root of a square, the 2 will cancel the square, leaving behind what? A. So let's look at let's first of all tackle the denominator. Square root of 4 will give us, on the calculator will give us what? 2. Square root of a square, the 2 will cancel the square root, leaving behind what? A. Because of that, we are going to get plus or what? Minus because of the denominator. Now we have gotten rid of the square root sign in the denominator. That is why we have plus or minus sign here. And the top, we can never do anything about it, so we maintain the square root sign. That is the b square minus 4ac. Good. Now we can see that there is a common term here, so we can group what we call like term. This b over 2a can go there, so that we can find what the value of x by grouping like term. So we have x is equal to, already we have this there, but because of the plus or minus sign, we can't leave it in front. So this will rather come and take the first position, and then the other one will follow. So plus will cross the equal sign, giving us minus. Because of this, crossing the equal sign will be minus, and then we have what b over 2 what a plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac all over what 2a. Now we can find the LCM of the two denominators, that is 2a and what 2a. And we know the LCM of 2a and 2a is the same as what 2 what a. 2a goes into 2a how many times? We know that it is 1. This 1 will multiply the number, the numerator, which is negative what b. We know plus or minus already, which is there. 2a goes into 2a how many times? 1, which will also multiply the whole of what is in the square root sign, which is what b square minus 4ac. Very good. But we know that s is equal to that. Don't forget to write the x, because you are arriving at a point. Po nege will be what? Nege. Now 1 times b will give us what? B. Plus or minus is there. 1 times any number is the number what? Itself. So we have square root of b square. We have square. Now 1 times po nege will be what? Nege. 1 times b will give us the b. The plus or minus sign is there. 1 times any given number is the number what itself. So we have b square minus 4ac, which is neatly in the square root sign, all over 2a. So this is what we call the almighty formula, or the quadratic formula, which is used mostly to solve complex quadratic equations. Thank you very much for your time. It's time to be corrected. If you have any question, you can post it on the platform. Thank you very much.